What will likely be cured in the next 50 years? They are testing the herpes vaccine right now and hope to have it live by 2026. Tooth decay. Yes, really. Completely by accident, an investigational Alzheimer's treatment was found to stimulate stem cells in the dentin of the teeth. Turns out we have a solid idea of the causes. We have a whole bunch of viable treatment options suddenly on the table, and prevention may be a simple vaccine. Certain types of cancer, I'm pretty sure, COVID has brought lots of attention to the mRNA technology, and BioNTech, the German company that invented the vaccine, which was sold as Pfizer in the USA, has received billions in funding for their research that from the start has been aimed at developing cancer vaccines. Plus, 50 years with the exponential increase in pace of medical advances and the huge potential of AI for medical research is a very long time. I don't think we can even fathom what's possible 50 years from now. Kidney disease? I'm on tablets that half the rate of decline in my condition. Next gen or two of tablets will likely halt it. Reminds me of the Star Trek film where they travel back in time to get a whale and McCoy gives tablets to a woman for kidney failure. Almost there. Some forms of cancer? I have smoldering multiple myeloma, which means I have a 10% chance of progression to MM per year. The doctors are keeping a close eye on my blood work, MRIs, and PET scans, and I have excellent insurance. Average lifespan used to be 2 years. Now it's treatable, and some people are living decades. Spinal cord injuries, hopefully. It's so damn hard, and I'm so tired. Nervgen's clinical trial looks very promising. What celebrity has the biggest ego that their talent just does not warrant? His Hot Ones episode is amazingly bad. Coming here for the other people from the UK to say James Corden? Kind of an old one, but Steven Seagal. Jared Leto. 30 Seconds to Mars used to rock, and he was a really good actor as well. Now the ego is just way too big for that scrawny body. J-Lo? Her music is all produced to hell, and her acting is typically meh, but she definitely gives off the vibes of a person who thinks quite highly of themselves. Every time I see the ad for that new movie of hers, I roll my eyes so hard. What do girls think men like but really don't? Lips. I simply don't get it. So many women look beautiful before, then they turn up with a trout out, and it's like, huh? Plain hard to get. It's so frustrating for men to know that she likes you, but you need to jump around hoop just to prove you want her. Edit. I didn't know this comment would blow up. I've personally faced such situations, and also happened to few of my friends. I once asked a girl out and she said no, and I never bothered her. She later complained to my friend that I'm ignoring her. Of course I'm ignoring because she wanted that, but he is angry because I didn't pursue her. Happened to few of my friends where a girl who rejected him when he asked her out at least 2 different times, then shouted at him because he later started dating another girl. This also created issues where a girl genuinely rejected someone, but that guy thought she is playing hard and kept stalking her. If a woman plays hard to get, I just assume she's not into me and move on. The chase. We really don't like that? If it ain't mutual, it's a waste of time. Acting dumb. I want a woman whose brains kick my brain's ass. Being a relationship chameleon. I don't want or need you to have the same interests as me. I want you to be yourself and share your interests with me. Putting down their friends in front of you. It disgusts me. If I'm chatting with you and your friend comes over, don't bully her half to tears. That just makes me feel horrible about talking to you at all. What occupation do you think only attracts shitty people? Paparazzi photographers. Tabloid journalists. Recently went to a Mexican restaurant in LA. Charlize Theron was sitting behind us with her kids. Novel, right? Well, in front of us at the bar were 2 blatant paparazzi chumming it up, having drinks, laughing, and constantly pointing their phones at her table taking photos. Charlize and her kids ended up swapping seats with their friends, so the backs of their heads were facing the bar. It was gross. I remember reading somewhere that on average, 1 in 100 of the general population are psychopaths. But in the professional world, the higher up you go, the higher the incidence of psychopathy. By the time you get to the boardroom, apparently the prevalence of psychopathy climbs to like 1 in 10. A shocking amount of caring jobs attract people who just want to seem in control of those more vulnerable than them. My childhood bully who made my life hell, and the teachers knew made my life hell, proudly stated he wanted to be a mental health nurse. There is no way he wanted to do that because he cared about others. Also, my mom has worked in caring, both care home and residential, and she's met countless people who couldn't care less about their clients. Edit. You guys have given me a lot of fuel for thought regarding what I said in the replies about how bullying should go on record and stop people getting these jobs. In theory, a good plan. In reality, a horrible situation where people can fake bullying to ruin lives and also doesn't account for why people are bullies. Almost all of the popular bitchy girls I went to school with became either real estate agents or nurses. The mean girl to nurse pipeline is wild. Which American cultural norms or behaviors are hardest for you to comprehend? The exclusion of dental and vision care from what is considered health insurance coverage is perplexing. Yeah, and in-network and out-of-network for insurance is the biggest crock of shit. And if you actually need to use your insurance, they will fight you on what they actually cover. Such a scam. Americans have a fondness for French fries, cheese, and gravy. Yet surprisingly, poutine hasn't gained popularity in the United States, as one might expect. This discrepancy has always struck me as peculiar. Extremely wealthy television preachers, such as Kenneth Copeland, whom I discovered through Reddit discussions, receiving only 2 weeks of vacation or none at all is common for many. In the country where I currently reside, taking 2 consecutive weeks of compulsory vacation is obligatory. Factoring in public holidays, I enjoy roughly 7 weeks of holiday time annually. Note, this post received more attention than anticipated. Perusing through the responses, there's a noticeable disparity between individuals with minimal or no paid time off, PTO, and those with substantial vacation benefits. These privileges stem from the benevolence of employers, rather than any government-enforced holiday policy. Entree means main course. How a culture can be so sexually conservative and adventurous at the same time. Just so many bizarre things here. What singer has a horrible voice but is still very successful? Bob Dylan, good thing he could write good songs. Enrique Iglesias, there's barely any non-playback live performance recordings of him. Once you hear one, you understand why. Randy Marsh as Lord. Vince Neil of Motley Crue started as a bad singer and just got worse and worse. Nicki Minaj isn't really a singer, but every time she tries it, I have myself a good little chuckle. T-Pain has a great voice, but chooses not to use it. You're on your deathbed. What are your last words? I should have never bought a deathbed. Should have bought a life bed. Whatever you do, don't ever open thee. That'll keep him busy for a while. I told you I was sick. My mother-in-law's last words were, they're all liars. So long and thanks for all the fish. Told you I'd never get a girlfriend, me to my mom. What's the joke that you're so can't stand, but you say anyways? One time, we were both a little scratched up from working on the yard, me on my knee and her on her arm. I went and got some Neosporin to put on my cuts, and she asked me to hand it to her so she can use it. I said, this is Neosporin, you need Armosporin. And ever since then, I've referred to Neosporin as the body part aspirin that it's needed for, and it drives her nuts. A lawyer gets arrested and dragged into the police station for interrogation. He says, I'm not saying a word without my lawyer present. The cops say, we don't understand, you are a lawyer. He says, exactly, so where's my goddamn present? We are both lawyers. She says it ruins her birthday and such, that I can't give her a gift without telling her that now that she has her lawyer present, I won't be asking her any questions, so I can't know where she wants to go to dinner. So I'll just have to pick, and I picked Taco Bell. It was such a weak joke the first time she rolled her eyes. Ever since, it just is annoying, but I can't stop. I just say, I love the Beatles, at the end of any classic rock song I hear on the radio. If it's actually the Beatles, I go with Queen. I will ask my wife if fries come with that shake every time she walks by until one of us is dead. It's how she'll know who's the real me in a doppelganger situation. My wife is Chilean, so when it's cold, I say it's a little Chilean out here. Whenever she brings me a piece of pasta or something on a fork to see if I think it's done, before we dish up dinner, the poor woman gets, I was hoping for a little more. My wife loves to sing little made-up songs all the time. I think it's adorable, but I like to give her a hard time. One time we were walking into the grocery store, and she's singing some made-up little jingle. So I said, it's a good thing you're cute. And without missing a beat, she cheerily said, I'm also a notary, which is funny because she has to be a notary for her job. It was just really random. I about fell over laughing because it was perfect timing and everything. Every once in a while I'll hit her with, you're also a notary. Doesn't sound as funny written out. Well, that's another episode of Ask Reddit in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.